Good evening, everybody, and welcome to channel Project O Model Workshop. Um, I was asked by a young lady if I would put some of my past builds on YouTube, and I told her that I would. This is my latest build. It says the Salvino's Chase Elliott 2022 Camaro. Built straight out of the box. Only upgrades to it is I did add a few decals. I out of my parts box, out of my decals box rather. I did doctor up my tires. Didn't plumb anything in the motor. The motor's pretty much covered up by all the extra plastic air blowers and what have you. I don't think this is one of those kits that can actually be detailed out as far as the motor goes. I say that now until Clay Kemp shows up with his collection of highly detailed stock cars. This one here I built straight out of the box. Just like some of the reviews said, it is color molded. There is no paint on this. It's just decaled. This kit is actually going to Ohio, to my grandson in Ohio. He is a big Chase Elliott fan. I FaceTimed him yesterday, and he happened to be at the Michigan-Hawaii game. He said, "Go blue." So he's been asking me if I finished this for him. When they came out here a couple months ago, he saw it in my stash, and being a Chase Elliott fan that he was, he kind of wanted to take it, but it wasn't nearly built. So I told him I'd get it done, and I get it to him. I was putting it together just kind of to familiarize myself with this kit. It is new. This is the first one that I've put together. My genre is stock cars. I enjoy slapping decals on there. I have a good time decaling them. I never keep track of time, but I think I'm working on it for 15-20 minutes, and it'll be 2 hours gone by, and I've barely done one side. I do enjoy it. I enjoy what they look like when they're done. Decaling has always been one of my things. Painting has always been one of my things, but this is the first kit that I think I have built in a very, very long time that I have not shot any kind of paint. I did detail a few things in there, like the fire extinguisher, but they're just painted red. I think the actual cars are painted blue, or rather white with blue decals. And I did paint a couple things in there. The little back cover there, painted it black to keep it from being just all white. So I didn't do a whole lot of detail to it. I just kind of put it together. It goes together pretty good. You take your time, have some patience. Just kind of if you have any issues, just try to rework it. It goes together really good. One of the things with this kit, actually, and I do need to throw out a kudos out there to Salvino's. The windshield, when I went to put the windshield on, the windshield was slightly warped. No big issue. I've had issues with warpedness before. I've actually been able to heat them out, put a little bit of heat, mold it back to where it needs to be, and on goes my day. This one here, when I was trying to work it and get it back down, it snapped in half. It snapped in half, and fortunately I did have a couple other Camaro kits. There's the there's the windshield snapped in half. I did have some other kits available, and I was able to harvest one from one of the other kits. I send an email to Salvino's, and their customer service is every bit what everybody raves about. It was over the holiday weekend. I didn't think they were gonna get back to me. They got back to me Tuesday morning, and I believe that Thursday afternoon I had the new windshield already in my mailbox. No questions, no fuss. Um, they just threw it in the mail. They asked me for my correct address and threw it in the mail. I really appreciate it. If you don't have any of these kits yet, grab them if you can, and join the model the club month. That seems to be pretty cool. You do get a ton of decals, which is another thing. I purchased over the counter a Richard Petty kit, and I needed the vermilion decals, and I sent them an email and asked them, and about a week later they sent me several vermilion for different kits. I really do appreciate that. That's top notch service there, JR. And I actually have a few of their little decals placed on some of my stuff around here, and that you get a sticker every kit. You get a new sticker of the month as well. So they're pretty jam up. I really do appreciate that customer service. Jam up customer service. But anyways, I really don't know what else to tell you about this kit. Other than what it looks like. I mean, it's a pretty nice looking kit, and everything went together. Went together really good. Very few fit issues, but like I said, nothing you can't work through if you've built models before. Easy peasy. I will show you a few other past builds. So just stand by and just enjoy. I don't have no music, haven't figured it out yet, but I will. So just enjoy, and I'm sure I'll chatter through some of these. All right, here's another one of my kits. This kit here actually sat at Atlanta Motor Speedway for quite some time. Dave Pearson's Daytona Beach Kennel Club. It sat at the museum that they had at Daytona. The little in the lobby, they had all the past winners at Atlanta Motor Speedway. It sat there for a while. Then we had a tornado that took out part of the Speedway, and knocked out the display. I went back there a couple years after, and I asked what happened to all our models, and they had actually salvaged what they could, and the ones they couldn't, they also kept, so that if anybody wanted to come back and pick up their cars, their kits, they can pick them up. And I was fortunate to grab mine. I had two in there. I had this one. And I also had a Bobby Labonte Interstate Batteries kit there, car also. It sat there for quite a while, and it just had our names on it on a little plaque, and they were pretty. They looked pretty. They did really good there. Again, didn't go too far into detailing the motor. Just straight up, shot it gold. Pretty much just took a kit and took out the back seats, put a roll cage in there, just to make it nice, clean, presentable. And they did run it they kept it there for a while. Always have been a big Hendrick fan. Jeff Gordon fan. I guess when I moved out here to Georgia in 93, went to the Speedway. First race I went to was the late race in 93. Didn't realize it, but that was actually Jeff Gordon's first race and the King Richard Petty's last race. Here in Atlanta. So I got to see them. I got to see one begin and the other one wrap up his career. This is the DuPont Chroma Premier slicks decals, um, gold paint, gold on black. Um, I've always just kind of I've always kind of liked doing NASCAR kids because of the decaling. There's just, all the decals that you can put, and it just makes the cars pop. I mean, it's just amazing. Hung out a window net, um, seat belts. I've had this kit here for quite some time, so it's gotten beat up here. A couple moves. This one here is Jeff Gordon's Chrome Illusion. Um, when I put this kit together, I actually bought a kit that had the slick decals, and it also came with a jar of I guess authentic Chrome Illusion paint. Um, Airbrushed it. It is The camera actually does not do this car any justice. I mean, when you look at this car in person, there is no clear shot on this car. This is just straight out the airbrush. And this car looks very, very neat and clean. And it actually makes me look like I know what I'm doing. Here's one of my faves, Jeff Gordon's Chevy Lumina. A wired antenna, seat belts. Opened up the grill, put in some, I believe that was, what's that, MCG grill in the front. Actually, the straps that come off the rear windshield and the front windshield happen to be bare metal, aluminum. I've literally built this kit back in '94, and this has actually made it with me through all our moves here in Georgia, which I'm hoping this will be our last move here, and I still haven't unpacked my office or my shop. I have just a tiny little corner with a bunch of stash, and I'd say a better part of 400 or 500 models in at U-Haul storage. Climate control. This guy here's one of my favorites. I remember when I was at the fire station, and I take out my models and start working on them every now and again. My buddies would always say, "Hey, why are all your models clean?" So I was actually working on this guy here, and I said, you know what? I said, let's wreck one. And I happen to have these Ricky Craven decals, and I said, hey, Ricky Craven's always in the wall. So went ahead and banged this one up a little bit, got it a little bit dirty. Roof flaps deployed, window net up, crinkled up the hood there. I remember I was working private ambulance service up on the north side in Hobbytown, USA, when they had a shop in Forsyth. They had a contest, and I was working, so I couldn't stay. So I went and I put this this kid in the contest, and when I came back later on that afternoon to pick him up, I had a first place ribbon on it. It's just actually pretty cool. Um, I guess everybody enjoys something different, something that's not the same. But I mean, I had fun. It started out as an AMT kit, um, and now it's a wrecked AMT kit. This was obviously before they had the tire rub decal sheet, which would have been made it a whole lot easier to just throw on a few decals and get them all nice and neat. I actually ended up taking just a tire and dipping it in black paint and just rubbing it up off the side. It didn't turn out too bad. Clean little wrecked car, I guess you could say. And here's one of my Richard Petty builds. I actually this was when I was first getting started in scratch building. If you look inside, you can see the panels there. It actually still has a seat, the back seat. I wasn't too good on cutting stuff out, but I just went ahead and put some evergreen. Just kind of shaped it out a little bit. It covered it up pretty good, and away it went. Um, no roll cage. This was a cat. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's a Catalina, just a stock car that I turned into an actual race car. Put some decals on. This actually sat at a hobby store in Jonesboro. I let the owner there borrow it. I think he had it on display for a while, and um, not long after that, I actually got somebody sent me a picture of this. This car was actually in a magazine, um, and it had a little nameplate on there. I don't really know where it came from, but I mean, they made a magazine. I thought that was pretty cool, but I got it back, and it's been with me for quite some time. And there's the engine. Now, all my cars have engines. Most of them are just not wired and detailed out or plumbed out. Like this one, it did have a lot of detail in it, just straight out of the box. Like I said, since I do a lot of NASCAR, um, most of my time is spent on decaling, laying down the decals. That's kind of where what I enjoy the most. As you can see by all the sponsor decals on the front, I think I went a little bit crazy. This actually is just a Richard Petty car, but obviously it wasn't a racer. I just had decals for it and just decided to throw just about everything that came on the sheet up on the front. It just looks super clean, super nice. And who does not appreciate a Richard Petty race car of any kind? This is obviously Interstate Batteries Pontiac Grand Prix, Bobby Labonte. Got a couple ignition boxes wired up. Small soldiers. Now this is my other Bobby Labonte kit that was also on display at the Speedway. This was the race winner. Um, This one they came out with the slide slab. When they first came out with the slide slab kits, which I thought was the greatest thing because the other kits, the older Monogram Revell kits were all, you had to kind of pull them to get them to ride on the chassis. The once they came with that slide slab, it just sit right on. Let me see if look inside. Have a little bit of detail inside. Um, Photo etch seat belts, my window net. Yeah, once you keep them together for a while, they tend to not want to let go. I don't stress them to try to get it to open up. And then again, this is all paint. This paint was, the scheme was painted. The black on green was painted, and then the decals, the decal sheet, Slick's decal sheet did come with just a border, but everything else is masked up and painted. Now this kit is not complete yet. I'm still working on it. However, this kit itself has a special meaning. Um, this this paint scheme from the Scott Pruitt Give Kids the World Tide Ford Taurus. Like I said, I'm still working on it. Don't have a motor in it yet. The dash is still out. I put a little bit of detail into this kit. The tires are all doctored up pretty good. I don't know if you look real careful. I've actually got valve stems on the tires. This kit, when it gets done, if we get a chance to run back to Florida, I'm taking this and giving it to that facility, Give Kids the World. That is a facility that provides a special place for kids with disabilities. My son Andrew was granted a wish when he was 5 years old. They actually asked him what he wanted to do, what his wish was, and he told them that he wanted to meet SpongeBob. So they sent him to Universal Studios to visit SpongeBob, and we actually stayed at the village, at Give Kids the World Village. We were there for a week. It is one awesome place. Georgia, I believe it was Georgia, Alabama, Give Kids the World was the one that sponsored his trip down there, and it was one of the most amazing times that we've ever had. And then it wasn't long after that we came back, and Scott Pruitt ran this car, and then I saw the decals, and I said, man, you know what? I'm gonna put it together and take it back to him. So still working on it. Hopefully I get done here pretty soon, and just put it up so that when we go back, it gives us a chance to go back and visit 15 years later. Super neat place, super nice people. If you look inside, got a couple extra things in this one. I got a driver cool box with with a flex hose. Hose is going to the helmet. It's a little bit dusty. It's been sitting. It's been sitting for a while. Like I said, we've been through a few moves, and so some of my stuff is still boxed up. This is my wall of builds. Again, nothing close to what the Blue Ox has, but still working on it. There's all my fire helmets. And this is just my NASCAR corner. Again, as far as a shop tour goes, this is my workbench right now. It actually just holds what I'm working on. I have a few kits going right now, more than I care to admit to. This is some of my stash. It is in the corner of my office. It's the opposite corner of the my stock car builds. But I have a little bit of everything going on. I've got planes, tanks, you name it. You name it, it's there. I'm not allowed to airbrush inside, so I got to airbrush and paint outside. So that's I don't have a booth. I just pretty much paint out in the open and bring it inside to keep the dust from getting on my paint. Seems to work pretty good. It as humid as it is out here in Georgia, it really it really they really have to come back inside and stay out of the weather. Currently, me and Andrew are still working on our cartoon builds. He actually had a seizure this afternoon, so he ended up going to bed early. We hadn't seen one in a good part of 3 weeks. He just recently had a vagal nerve stimulator implanted that's supposed to keep the seizures away, which I think was helping because he was seizing as frequently as every 3 days. So for him to go almost 3 weeks without a seizure for us is pretty good. We still don't like him, but it is what it is. It's part of Andrew, and he seems to understand. Unfortunately, we can't catch him all the time, so today he's got another knot on his head and scraped up knuckles and knees again from playing outside and falling on our sidewalk. So it's just heartbreaking, but he's so resilient, and he'll bounce back. Then he'll wonder what happened to this kid, and it's headed to his nephew in Ohio. So if you're watching this, Gavin, it's coming to you, buddy. Again, guys, thanks for watching. We'll update you guys soon on our deformed cartoon builds. They're coming along pretty good. Like I said, we would have worked on them a little bit more today, but Andrew had an unexpected seizure, so he's been sleeping it off. Appreciate you guys watching. If you guys like what you saw, there's more coming. I got plenty more kits. Most of them are boxed up, so I'll take them out and I'll share what they look like. And hey, if there's something that you guys like, you see something that I have that you may need, just hit me up. I can assure you, like I said, I have an upwards of 4 or 5, probably more kits in storage that are all boxed up, and a good portion of them are sealed. A good portion of them a good many of them are NASCAR kits. Just holler at me if you're looking for something in particular, and I might just have it. Some of them I have plans for. Some of them I don't think I'll get around to them. I do trade. I do. Right now I'm trying to get all the movie cars. Um, uh, I got a Trans Am, Dukes of Hazzard. I'm trying to get the Dukes of Hazzard, Daisy Jeep, and Roscoe's police car. Um, I've got the kit from season one, the Knight Rider. Um, I've got quite a few of them. I've actually got, I don't know if you could see it there on top of my stash, uh, BAs from the A Team, the van, and Starsky and Hutch. I've started all of them, so I'm moving kind of slowly, but I do intend to have as many movie um, movie cars in my collection. Again, if you liked it, go ahead and give me a little bit of love there. Subscribe, hit me a like, and then I'll post some more. Thanks. Have a good night, guys.